Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Plat League of ODL. This is week 7 of our league here. I, in chief, joined by Auk Battery.
Hello, everybody. Hope everyone's having a good night.
And today we are going to be casting the game of Beemos Commandos versus BDSM.
Alright, I already know. Look, Beemos, not the best track record. Obviously, they did take a loss earlier tonight. Rest in peace, my dudes. But I believe in Beemos. Already giving them the win. I don't care what they draft. They could do what they did earlier tonight in the first stream game and into level 1. Like one kill to 3 already, like 2 minutes. I don't care. Beemos are gonna win this game.
Well, that is a very strong prediction that we're having from Battery.
No analysis needed.
That doesn't even need their champs. Who cares about it? But as we are going through this real quick, we shall go through the first ban phase that both teams have gone through. Beemos choosing to ban out Zin, Zoe, and Zyra. Wow.
Well, I'm pretty sure they just saw like the last game. They saw the Zoe. They heard the casters. They were like, all right. They went down the checklist. They're like, get rid of Zoe. Check. Boom. Admiral Avery, a very aggressive jungler, and we saw them on the Xin Zhao. Got to get rid of that as well.
And on the side of BDSM, we're seeing them ban out the Jax, Brand, and Morgana, and Beemos immediately locking in the Volibear.
They got a style on them. They show them the Volibear, and that's the ultimate disrespect pick. Maybe they're trying to psych him out. Maybe see a jungle. We could see it top jungle, even support. I'm ready for the Hey man, it happens. Anything can happen. It's a wacky meta, whatever. Fiesta.
Wacky. Yep. So we are gonna see then Braves get locked in for the side of BDSM. It looks like they are going to also lock in the Thresh. Gonna assume that's a support jungle pick right there. Hopefully it's not Thresh jungle. That would be a little odd.
I mean, Tarzan was playing it yesterday, so maybe people are getting a little bit of inspiration for that. He is getting a couple of buffs on 8:15, so maybe they're just getting a little bit of practice on it. I don't know, but I mean, they did get rid of the Morgana, and they see that the Zyra is also, being taken away. So something like Thresh is really good because it provides you with a lot of pick potential, especially when you have someone like the Graves who needs maybe a little bit of initiation or engage to help him get into those fights. But with the Nocturne on the other side, I mean, Graves is going to be very much hurting in the 1v1s versus a Nocturne, and in terms of ganks. Ooh.
Yeah, and I'm gonna assume now that Volibear is a top Volibear, as we see Galio and Nocturne get locked in for the side of Beemos. Now the good question is, Galio mid or Galio support?
Definitely Galio mid. What do you? That ultimate, dude, just instantly Galio. I like this comp already. I mean, you get the Galio and Nocturne for basically global 2-man ganks at this point. You get the Darkness and the Hero's Entrance to come out Paranoia. That is already going to make a super interesting side lane pressure, and see if maybe they're going to be able to, keep people, if they're able to just sit mid, and then Nocturne comes around through the jungle, goes to the side lanes, and picks off anybody that's there. That creates a lot of pressure and definitely helps when it comes to team fight or just picking off people who are, split pushing.
I'm only imagining right now how terrifying it would be to hear Nocturnes go off and then have a Galio suddenly land on top of you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't see anything because Nocturne hold.
I mean, hopefully we'll see Examon on this LeBlanc. They are, a little bit of a Fizz player and some Talon, but Talon's obviously not been picked up. I do like the LeBlanc into Galio. It's one of the few matchups that if LeBlanc does play correctly, she can help win, at least earlier. Galio is obviously going to outscale a little bit with that ultimate and some of the scalings, but if LeBlanc can get the advantage early, it allows for Galio to be really far behind and can be taken advantage of because, again, he is a melee champion, and LeBlanc being able to abuse that fact is something that we're going to have to be looking forward to from BDSM in the early game.
As we are going to see that BDSM is going to focus ban that support in their second phase, banning out Soraka and Tom Kench. while Beemos is gonna choose the ban on the top lane and the ADC with a Kled and a Lucian ban. But as I'm single was hovering Fiddlesticks for a minute there, I was wondering AP lane, but he is gonna lock in the Kaiser instead.
Yeah, I'm really liking BDSM's comp. It has a lot of really good mixed damage with, Kaisa being able to do a little bit more of that mixed hybrid damage between AD and AP. You can do obviously really specialized into AP for the most part, but with the Graves being able to provide a lot of damage, and obviously LeBlanc, this provides them with a really great setup all throughout the game. The LeBlanc and Graves can carry them from early to mid, while Kaisa, if they're able to piggyback that onto Kaisa, Kaisa can take over this late game. The thing I'm worried about Beemos, however, is they're very, very tank reliant. I mean, you have the Volibear and the Galio. You're already missing a lot of damage right there. And I mean, Ezreal and Lux, they should be able to make up a lot of the poke damage, but with a lot of tanks and with the Nocturne there, I'm interested to see just how their team fight ends up being.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I like this team comp that Beemos is pulling out here.
Alright, why?
I mean, it's just so in my mind, I'm imagining like their team fight capabilities right now. They have strong poke with Ezreal and Lux. They have a good front line with Galio and Volibear. And if someone gets caught out on BDSM, they have great engage with Nocturne's Paranoia, Galio's ult, and Volibear charging in with his, knock up and then following up with his ult as well. I think that they have just all their bases covered right now.
We do see that Admiral Avery is going to be taking up the Trundle, so I mean, just going through the teams right now, Beemos, they're going to be rocking the Volibear in the top lane with a Nocturne in the jungle, Galio holding up the mid lane, and Ezreal Lux down in bot. Obviously, this bot lane is looking to very much poke out Kaisa and the Thresh side of BDSM. I mean, for the right now, I mean, their early game is looking very, very strong when you have someone like the Ezreal and Lux, at least down in bot lane. But if Kaisa and the Thresh can make it through this laning phase, either even or even just ahead, if they are able to get a lead, it allows them to just kind of roll over this mid game. I mean, Ezreal, he's obviously going to have his late game build with the double tier, but it's nothing comparative to like a Prey Seeker coming out from Kaisa and hitting, the Ezreal or the Lux or even the Galio for about 700 damage, and it can be repeated every 8 seconds or so, depending on how much cooldown you have. It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah, it kind of sounds that way.
I do like the Trundle pick from Avery here. It allows them to take down some of the tank stats that they see. So Volibears might be missing some tank from Subjugate or even the Galio, making Galio an even bigger target. Galio is probably going to go full AP. That's what I'm assuming, only because you have really good base stats on him. But the Subjugate should allow them to, take down some of these tanks a little bit faster. They do have the Graves top lane, so Graves into Volibear should be an interesting matchup already. I mean, just looking at these though, like obviously you're a bit more inclined to the Beemos Commandos in terms of team comp. So just looking at these, who do you expect to win here?
It's really hard. It's actually much more difficult than I was expecting it to be to give someone the win. And while I know you are so inclined to go with Beemos, I'm feeling like I'm gonna jump on this Beemos train with you.
Thank you.
Like I'm ready for them to get their first win, and if they make me wrong, then I'll just have to murder them. But that's
no, they have the win. They have wins. They have wins.
But they
I
got
trust.
this win.
Okay, this win, yeah, definitely. I'm hoping they'll be able to pick up something.
They definitely got this one.
I believe. Literally zero caster bias.
Yeah, no caster bias, guys. Why would we ever do that?
Exactly.
He never didn't bribe me.
So for Beemos, for everyone watching, Beemos, what we're going to be looking for is their level 6. This is when their Nocturne is going to get the Paranoia. This is when Galio is going to get the Hero's Entrance. And obviously we're going to see Lux having the the ultimate, and alongside Ezreal for the True Shot Barrage and Arcane. I'm interested to see how they're going to be able to utilize their level 6 here, just with the amount of global presence that they have. As soon as that Paranoia goes off, every lane is going to be paranoid that, or that's a really bad pun, but they're gonna be afraid that all of a sudden there's gonna be an extra 2 people in their lane. So I'm very I want to see how Avery navigates this early game in the jungle, and I'm also looking forward to see how the level 1 through 6 is for LeBlanc Examon. He has to be able to play this in a certain way where Galio is going to get punished. They both do take the Ignite, so looking for some more lane dominance, but depending on how LeBlanc is able to play this lane out, either Galio is going to come out really far behind, or Galio is going to come out just fine and is going to be able to use Hero's entrance to kind of put an end to the side waves.
So here's my question to you.
Mm-hmm.
We know what Beemos wants.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what does BDSM want to look for this win?
Well, they want their Graves and their LeBlanc to do really well early game. They want to make sure that, you know, Avery is able to set up either the Graves to do to put down the Volibear, you know, take him out back. You got to do what you got to do, or even put LeBlanc ahead so that Ezreal and Lux don't have a reason to be in this game, because they're just gonna 1, 2, 3, like you just 1, 2 buckle my shoe, disappear from the game when you have something like the distortion from LeBlanc. If she's able to get ahead, Galio is going to be super far behind. He does have the Aftershock, so not looking to take something like an Electrocute. But when you have Aftershock, I mean, obviously you're going to be a lot tankier, but you're also going to be missing out on a little bit of damage. You're obviously trading off. So again, if for BDSM, they're looking to get LeBlanc ahead so that Galio is even further behind, and so that later in the game, I am single. If it does get to that point, if we do end up getting to that 30 or 40 minute point, Kaisa can just end up hard carrying this game.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you've said, honestly. I mean, it's kind of more what I was thinking around the Kaiser trying to get ahead and the Blanc just trying to shut down this Galio so he can't apply the pressure that they want him to in the side lanes, which is just a big part of it.
Uh-oh.
As we see a little poking going on, actually.
Yeah, I mean, this is the regular 5-point setup right now. Just trying to make sure that the entrances to the jungle are not being invaded. Do you see that they are playing, I mean, Schmerby Derb and Bing Bong are playing pretty far back here. Nothing really to boot. We already do see that the Kaisa going for the Doran Shield, already recognizing that this lane is going to be a lot of Ezreal Qs and a lot of Lux poke.
Oh.
Yeah, so BDSM is probably going to be hoping to see BDSM. All they're hoping is that their bot lane can make it through laning phase, because if this bot lane gets really far behind, it's kind of over.
So like, Ez and Lux both have a stopwatch, and Thresh took an ancient coin instead of a what's it called?
A relic shield or cross coins?
Relic shield. That's what I was thinking of.
Well, Thresh is considered ranged, and since they cut the healing to, you know, stop all the AD carries from taking relic shield, it's not super worth to go.
An early gank coming down out of Volibear, a great Pillar of Frost, gonna cut him off and get some damage down. Trundle is going to end up taking a tower shot.
Ooh.
But nothing really burned there.
I already see both of the junglers going on opposite sides. They're going to invade each other, so nothing lost in the process here. However, introducing on the Nocturne, he already took his Raptors, so he's gonna be a little bit ahead. Do you see X Homie is roaming, and both pots are gone from introducing here, so he's just gonna hit him, and he does have Ignite, so that could be introducing going down. That is a flash coming. Ooh, the flash does miss. Oh, giving it. Oh. That is disgusting. Introducing.
Alright, no, this is fine. Beemos is just putting them in a safe place, but we are going to see Graves engage on the Volibear. Looks like they're going to do a bunch of damage, but a gank is coming down on a Galio now. Trondo is doing a whole ton of damage. LeBlanc is going to try to get that kill in, but Galio is going to flash in and finish him off. Is going to die in the process, but now Ezreal is trying to finish off Kaisa. Gets kind of kited there. Absolutely just destroyed, if you ask me, as Lux barely escaped with her life.
I am single live there. Hashtag Triumph. Triumph is amazing, and also getting a lot of healing done from the Doran Shield, so that was really, really close for BDSM. Something to note is that Examon, he did die after,
I
or
did see
yeah,
that.
he died before Galio ended up dying, so there was no 2-kill shutdown gold. Something that would have been super important, and then also the double buffs end up not transferring over to anybody, so the double buffs are end up being lost either way. But that is super big for introducing. Already doesn't have his flash, and I mean a 2-to-1 kill lead. Mid lane though.
Oh, as we see Galio just bully this LeBlanc, doing tank
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, tank mid laner's lull, but uh-oh.
Mm-mm. We are seeing Nocturne walk into this, but LeBlanc is just gonna walk away, her clone being popped.
Top lane now. I
As
mean,
Volibear is now smacking the Graves, but Graves is doing a pretty good amount of damage too. Is gonna kind of lose that trade off in the end. And everyone is just like smacking each other. It's kind of like a never-ending battle.
yeah. So I mean, obviously, besides the blunder, a little bit in the blunder for the early game there. Um, Beemos right now. Ooh, the flash. Ooh.
Oh, wow! Graves tried to flash out of there to save his life, but Volibear said, nah, I'm gonna take a bite of you.
Yeah, he hits him with the frenzy chomp, so does a lot of max health percentage damage. Immediately kills Arlight. Arlight does flash, and this is the problem with with
Oh
Galio. He can sit
no!
there.
He was in tower range.
See, the thing is with Galio, he can basically block a lot of the LeBlanc damage with Shield of Duran, his W, the big taunt field that comes out. You can block a lot of the damage that gets done during that duration, and then you can go straight in onto the LeBlanc after the taunt, or even hitting the knockup, and you just land so much damage with Aftershock, Ignite, all those kinds of things. And regardless of giving up a little bit of an early blunder, as I was saying, from the from introducing and from Handsome Jack, Examon right now is taking a really big beating from Handsome.
And hopefully he's able to keep up this. Farming is not going so bad as I thought it might, but it does look like Trundle is coming in for a gank on Galio. LeBlanc is going to engage right on top of him. Now he's snared, and Trundle is just going to beat on him. He tries to injure the Trundle to spare his life a little bit longer, but he does fall in the end. Now Thresh is going on Deluxe. Kaiser doing a ton of damage, just melts her health away.
Yeah, that was a lot of plasma already being applied. Obviously did land the Prey Seeker, and the hook landing, which applies to, and then the Prey Seeker lands, and just with that plasma proc alone, takes a large majority, and has used Arcane Shift to dodge the hook, but
He
I mean,
almost got hit by that hook.
Kaisa, who traditionally does have a pretty weak laning phase against someone like the Ezreal, this is exactly what you're looking for on BDSM. Your 80 carries 2-0, you're about 9 CS up, so but you can basically you can afford to lose a wave right about now on the back. No TPs. Obviously, we did see the change to TPs come out where it is 6 minutes instead of 5, so very much dissuading anybody except a top player. But look at that, just Galio just immediately just negates all damage from Examon here.
Ooh, we are gonna see Thresh take a pretty fair amount of damage, but now Galio is just getting bullied. Galio's gone from the bully O to the bully E.
So I mean, just looking at some timers, Handsome Jack does have the Ignite back, and Exmon is going to have their Flash as well, which means Homie is also going to have Flash. Yep, it is up now, and we're waiting for introducing to hit level 6. He's level 5 compared to Avery 6. Avery is now back. He's back off the map. They're going to equalize in terms of CS and jungle camps, but there we go. Introducing has hit level 6, so right about now is when we're looking to see some of that paranoia action.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, and this is a really good back time for LeBlanc. She has double Dorans, and she has the Lost Chapter, and Lost Chapter for a mid laner, for most mid laners anyway, is a really good item to get. So, and the Catalyst of Ion, obviously going for that Roa.
Yeah, and it does look like Trundle was looking for another gank there, but he was spotted up by some vision.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but now Nocturne is walking up. The paranoia coming down. He is going to flash onto LeBlanc, but now he's stuck on the tower. I don't think it's going to finish her. And LeBlanc's Ignite is going to finish that kill. Now Trundo is here, but Thresh and Kaiser are also here. A great flash comes in by Trundo to block the E, and Kaiser will shoot out her missile, finishing off the Galio. And I'm gonna assume they might go for the tower? No? Oh, they're gonna go for Drag?
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna try and cheat for this dragon, move over towards it, and that was a really great flash from Admiral Avery, trying to just block the hero's entrance or the Justice Punch, sorry, on the side of yeah, the sorry, the Justice Punch here from Handsome Jack. That was a really good block, able to stop him from getting away. Yeah, and obviously introducing does get the trade kill onto Xmon, but Xmon also does get the kill as well. So this early game not going to plan, but real Gabe though.
We are gonna see Volibear engage, popping his ultimate to do a ton of damage. Wow, look at that fight go down. He is gonna choose to back off under tower, almost securing that kill.
Yeah, it just feels like Gabe does so much damage compared to Arlight, because I mean he does have the Ninja Tabby. That is the electrocute going down.
Did you see that Galio's health just?
Oh, wait a minute. This is honestly like, all right. I'm not like trying to be a pessimist, but that's actually GG for top lane right now. Like you have Ocean Drake, Arlight never has to really back. You just have to get out of lane for like 2 seconds, and then you have all your health back, and all that Gabe just did. But fighting for Scuttle.
We are gonna see a fight go down from Scuttle here. Here comes the hero's welcome from Galio, gonna knock all 3 of them up, and now the fight is turning on them. Ezreal and Lux have both joined. The Nocturne is gonna secure the kill on Thresh, while the Lux secures it on Trundle, as poking out that last guy a little bit. But at the end of the day, Beemos coming out on top.
Yeah, that was a really good time to engage, and you know, not an amazing time for BDSM to try and fight for the Scuttle. They know that Handsome Jack is gonna have ultimate, and we did see I Am Single. He was walking back from base, so he wasn't able to do anything.
Ooh, but the Paranoia is coming in from Nocturne on top of the Graves, but sadly, Graves is just gonna dash away from that, and
he does
really
have to blow the flash.
Yeah, I mean, he is gonna secure that flash. We're gonna see if they're gonna go for tower. It does look like they're planning on it. I don't really think they can get it with the Graves here, but now here comes the Trundle. The tower dive coming in. The fight is going to finish off the Graves, but now Nocturne is in some trouble here. It looks like he's being abandoned by his friend. This is a betrayal of a lifetime, and now he's dead, but now LeBlanc is here as well, and she's just gonna disappear because LeBlanc things.
Yeah, she's gonna use her distortion to go back, and the subjugate was hitting, introducing, so it wasn't able to do too much. I mean, this Ezreal, you would think that most Ezreals would be, you know, even in gold, but for right now, I mean, he is down 1,000 gold. He does have futures market, so that might be affecting it, but...
Ooh. I'm never sure about those mid lane. It's so back and forth. I thought it was gonna be so one-sided too. Ooh, Thresh is looking to get that hook. He's gonna miss.
Let's see, so...
Oh, but a Lux binding coming down.
Yeah, this is what they want to do. Obviously now Shmurby does have the blue, so it can spam a little bit more of the abilities, but this is what they're meant to do. They're trying to just poke the Kai'Sa out of lane, make sure that Thresh can't land anything when you have something like the Arcane Shift. Should make it really difficult for the Death Sentence to land.
I'm not kidding. I get really excited every time I see a Hero's Welcome and Paranoia about to come up, because I just feel it coming in. But we are going to see a 3-man gank coming in on top of this Galio. That tower is not going to save you from that much damage, bud. Trundle is just going to tank it all like it's nothing.
Yeah, right now Trundle has a lot of priority when it comes to the jungle. Trundle in the jungle, haha, but Nocturne is not being as, you know, effective as maybe Beemos thought it was going to be. So right now Trundle alongside Arlight are able to go through top lane together like pals. Uh-oh.
Oh, he is going to get the spell shield on that hook. Oh, wow. The block being taken super low, and the Luxor coming down. Paranoia now going down. He is going to secure that kill, but at what cost, buddy? Now you're just alone with 3 people. Your death is soon to be had. But wait a minute. He's dodging it all. And now the Graves is going to secure the kill with the lantern from Thresh. I would have laughed if he got out of that.
Yeah, something you didn't see in the bot side, though, is that Bing Bong, he was killed by I Am Single, so 4-0 already. which is kind of spelling very much a killing. Sorry, spelling doom for Beemos, at least in the start of the game. This Ezreal's going to take a lot longer to come online now, and only getting the Manamune right now. Bing Bong is kind of just hurting for some CS or even for a lead. Introducing though, I mean the paranoia was wasted to try and kill Examon, and you're trying to get whatever gold you can. It was very much a suicide mission. When you're playing something like the Nocturne, you're kind of just going in to kill one person, and if you get out alive, at least that's a bonus.
So remember the last time we saw Nocturne, we saw the game turn around because he started focusing on that ADC who was like, you know, so far ahead. So I'm curious if we're gonna see that happen again. But now the thing about it is that if Nocturne jumps in on Kai'Sa and doesn't kill her fast enough, she could just dash away to one of his other teammates and be totally fine.
Yeah, I think also another problem for this Nocturne pick at least is that there's a lot of melee bruisers. Obviously, you have something like the Trundle who can help peel and can use the subjugate to, even further kill this Nocturne. But also you have something like a Graves which can easily turn around and peel it off. And
Ooh, a flash hook attempt is coming down. Kai'Sa landing the W, but now the gank is coming on Graves. Here comes the Nocturne. His spear is going down. They are going to turn dive. The bite is going to go down, and Nocturne actually succeeds, flashing out to save his life, almost falling to the tower.
Yeah, there's actually a lot lost there by BDSM. They might be able to get this turn and equalize it, but Kai'Sa did use the killer instinct.
This is a lot of worries. We're seeing a lot of ults go down to save towers, and while Galio jumped in there, he was not able to save the life of the Ezreal. But now Kai'Sa's really low. The flash coming in from Galio to secure that kill, and suddenly he's in a one-on-one fight with this poor guy with paranoia is coming in. Nocturne is going ham. Will he be able to save his friend? Absolutely.
That was
showing in at the right time.
Super close, and that is a lot of shutdown gold going over. So if we just look at it real quick, Volibear, he is able to get the kill onto our light top lane, so that's 450 gold into his pocket. Handsome Jack is able to get the kill onto the Kai'Sa, so that's 650 gold in his pocket, or 675, sorry. They do obviously get the turret, so a little bit more being traded, but Trundle's also able to get some kill gold, gets 450, but Nocturne's also to get the 450 back from Trundle, so again, while they did lose a turret, and that's a little bit of global gold being given away. Beemos, they get a lot of kills there, and they also get a lot of kill gold.
The Nocturne get engaged on by the Kai'Sa Thresh. Really, nothing he could do about that. I mean, Thresh is just gonna CC him for days, and Kai'Sa does so much damage right now. This is looking like a free second Ocean Drake for BDSM.
That was pretty misfortunate. They are the double Ocean Drake is going to allow them to basically get away with whatever they want.
Yeah, but we are going to see BDSM being a little aggressive in this jungle now, poking out the Galio completely. Volibear looking to walk around, but Pillar Frost going to come down in there.
Yeah, when they have both of these outer turrets out, it allows them to take complete control of this bot side jungle. So, you know, the dragon, the scuttle, but ooh,
the Kai'Sa killer instinct coming out, but now we have LeBlanc stuck in the front line of them. The paranoia coming down. Is Nocturne gonna go in? It doesn't look like it. I think he's just blocking vision. No, he is going to immediately engage onto the grave. Sadly gonna get CC'd though. Now Trundo's stuck in the front lines, but he's being completely focused and just healed by everything. He is gonna fall, and now we're gonna see the poke strength coming down from the Lux completely turn around this fight. I think it's gonna actually cause them to win. Ezreal secured the kill on Thresh, and now Graves is the only one left alive. The heroic punch gonna secure that
Nocturne. There you go. And the Nocturne isn't killed though, but that is a super.
I meant to say Graves, but you know that was really, honestly, that was BDSM's fight to win, and they just kind of threw it.
Yeah, they took a little bit too long to try and kill them. Trundle obviously getting the heal and the triumph, but Schmerby and Bing Bong on this Ezreal and this Lux respectively, Ooh, Examon getting a little flashy there.
Ooh,
But this
Lux.
just shows exactly what happens when you fight in a corridor against something like this Lux and the Ezreal. They are looking to help to have you fight in these really, really tight spaces so that all of their poke can land. And Schmerbeater and Bing Bong, they did pick up a lot of kills there. Obviously, Bing Bong seemed to have picked up a large majority of assists, but Schmerbeater putting down a lot of damage with that AoE and a lot of the roots, and using the ultimate there, the final spark that was doing a lot of damage, especially Kaisa going in forward and having to take a lot of damage and did already blow the heal. Avery was already pretty low to begin with and only really has armor, but now
Oh wow, but we are gonna see the Nocturnal come down, followed by the Hero's Welcome. Is gonna lock down that LeBlanc, securing that kill. Now, suddenly, BDSM is without a mid laner, someone who does a lot of damage for them.
that
But,
was
you know,
really misfortunate.
at the same time, um, Beemos is without a Nocturnal, which is really their major engage, and without a Galliol, which is another thing that adds to their engage. I don't think there's anything that can stop them from taking this tower, though.
Yeah, when you have
Absolutely.
Galio and Volibear, you can kind of just sit in front of the turret and pressure them off of it. But that was really unfortunate for Examon. He got stuck in between a rock and a hard place. It was definitely a Volibear. You either go into the clutches of a bear or you go into the clutches of a gargoyle. So either way, another kill going over to the side of Beemos, and the gold is completely evened up. Both turrets are, we have two turrets and they're on opposite sides of the map. Both of them are standing gold. The top turret only has, the top turret's about 50%, but the bot lane turret for BDSM is 400 health. So with this wave pushing in, they should be able to get a third turret, which will open up the map a lot for Beemos. And the early game was definitely something to question when,
Actually,
obviously we see two turrets, but Beemos are looking very, very strong right now.
if Beemos is actually going for that bot turret, is gonna secure it because of how low it was. Nothing they could really do on the side of BDSM, but they are actually going towards Baron. I don't think they would try it right now. Do you?
Well, they did see obviously the Lux and the Ezreal get out. So if they are able to sneak this,
Oh,
there
they
is
are
zero
gonna
wards.
start
There's
it.
0 wards, and you're not able to see it. So we don't see any TPs. Gabe doesn't have TP, and I don't think they know that they're doing it. They're outside of vision range right now. Let me
No,
toggle vision.
they
Yeah,
have no idea.
if you toggle vision for them right now, they actually cannot see it. They would only, if they moused over, they'd only be able to see the Thresh Lantern that is there now. But that was incredibly good from BDSM. They were able to sneak away that Baron, and the vision control and being able to manipulate it was amazing.
They had no idea that was going down.
Yeah, that's as soon as you see 5 members not anywhere on the map, maybe you do want to check the Baron, but uh, great
Honestly,
job.
when you see 5 of them just suddenly disappear, that's when you know it's time to check.
It's either they're doing Baron or they obviously all backed at the same
Oh,
time, which is what you want to do. But
wait, it looks like they
oh,
might be moving up to try to catch up this Grace. He's walking the wrong way. I don't think he has any idea they're there. No, he
he
is
does
gonna go back
now.
to the current. But now we see Trundle and LeBlanc moving up here. I think Ezra is gonna get caught out. Actually, the Paranoia is gonna go down onto LeBlanc. Nocturne is trying to catch up. He was welcome, now coming as well. Not gonna knock up to LeBlanc because she's just too fast. Here comes Volibear with the
He's just
knockup.
so fast.
Sorry, dashes.
Oh.
Wow, and sadly Volibear is just gonna get jumped
Ooh.
around and basically juggled by the Thrash, and now Kaiser's gonna go through just, I mean, deleting people. Sadly, not gonna pick up many kills, but is gonna do enough damage to where they can start pushing. And
That
I
was
wouldn't
a pretty sloppy fight right there. They went for 2 different people. They went for the LeBlanc in the backside with introducing and Bing Bong and Schmerby, while we do see that Gabe and Handsome went for the Trundle, and that is complete split focus and not very good communication.
I think it was a bit of like one person wanted to go for one and the others were like, nah man, I got this. But they need to remember that LeBlanc can just dash away from you forever. And we're gonna see Lux get Oh, she might actually survive. Yeah, it does look like she is going to survive from her flash, landing the Q on a Trundle, but sadly LeBlanc is just going to pop up next to you, be like, hello, and then kill you, because that's LeBlanc.
Yeah, that distortion over the wall was a great job from Xmon. He's able to get the kill onto Schmerby, so now they are looking with this Baron buff, and now they have triple Ocean Drake, so now they're just going to be able to heal to full without really ever having to back. You're only going to want to back for when you have mana, but Examon going a little bit too far.
Yeah, almost
That was a
getting
good Trundle Pillar. These Trundle Pillars have been a little iffy. Some of them have been really good, and obviously right there we did see one of the better ones, but sometimes they block off a lot of the engage, or
I'd say
even
they've
the
been
exit.
half-half.
Yeah,
Oh,
Examon had to blow flash there, but before Admiral Avery, his pillar actually ended up getting him stuck in between a wall, and the two tanks when we saw that fight near the red buff on the side of BDSM and hit the flash over the wall. So probably not something that they're keeping track of, but I mean that is 3 Ocean Drakes. The next one is going to be a Mountain Drake, and with all the waves pushing in favor of BDSM, I'm interested to see how how BMO they're going to be able to come back from this game and maybe do something here.
hopefully they will be able to come back from this game, as they were starting it off really well. They just need to get those team fights in order. But we
I'm
are going to
throwing
watch.
some. Uh-oh.
Ooh, that's a nice hook. Is going to catch Volibear, forcing him to flash out. But little does he know that there is more than meets the eye, as LeBlanc is going to distortion over the wall to just do a ton of damage. But the paranoia coming down from the Nocturne is going to absolutely secure that save, at least making sure his teammate's alive. But now he's caught out between the Trundle and the LeBlanc. Is going to get blown up from the damage, but Galio is stuck in a fight with basically the entirety of BDSM, is going to help secure that kill on Kaiser. And now BDSM has lost a major part of their team damage. LeBlanc is doing a nice job of staying in the back and just busting out that damage. Thresh knocking up the teammates so that way they can move in and do some damage. Now Graves is just on top of this Ezreal. He's trying his best to survive. He's gonna arcane shift away, but he's just not fast enough. As the
Yeah.
pole takes him
Orb
down.
Orb walking's a little bit difficult sometimes, but that fight was actually, it looked a little bit poor. Obviously, Real Gabe was in a bad position, doesn't have any magic resist, not yet at least. He now has picked up the null magic mantle, but he didn't have any magic resist. So right now, Xmon is doing a whole lot of damage alongside Single, and the introducing coming in with Handsome Jack allows them to have some engage and makes BDSM back up, and they do end up taking 3 turrets here. So the
But
ace.
rough.
Very rough. So I mean, with 3 to 7 in terms of turrets, the gold is only about 8k, but some items are still missing from both teams. Obviously, this Kaisa is slowly starting to get into that even heavier AP build.
I thought introducing was gonna kill that LeBlanc. I believed. I think that he needs to realize, though, at this point, whoa, paranoia coming down. Oh, it's going into the Kaiser this time, but she's just gonna stopwatch and let her team get some time to get to it. But now Volibear's here, but he gets blocked off by an amazing pillar. Suddenly this fight is turned on them, but the Trundle is gonna get caught by the Lux Q. Graves looks like he's gonna duel the Ezreal, Ezreal being forced to flash out of there, and no one is going to end up dying, but a lot of damage coming down on
That
both
is a
sides.
super clutch.
That is just what I was about to say. Like, I think introducing needs to start focusing on that ADC. And just as I was about to say it, we see him immediately jump onto her when she's by herself, forcing her
Yeah,
to burn
both
her
Soms.
Zanya's and herself.
Has no Soms now, and obviously he's gonna be able to pick up the
I'd say
Zonias, but
I'd say the only thing that saved her life was that Trundle pillar.
yeah,
'Cause
even
I
the
think,
stopwatch. The stopwatch was really, really clutch and something that is gonna be needed now. So
yeah, even with the stopwatch though, Volibear was gonna catch up to her. At least
yeah,
look, he was. Wow, that is.
that pillar was life or death almost. But we do see the Baron is coming up in 10 seconds. So another objective that hopefully we'll be able to see is probably going to end the game more than likely, because if BDSM does end up getting an ace and they're able to get this Baron, that is more than likely game for Beemos. But if Beemos is able to get this and they do end up maybe acing or even getting 4 people, they can take a lot of these turrets because they do have something like the Ezreal and the Lux, and even the Galio can provide a lot of damage with the AP or just the, being able to utilize the Lich Bane or the Sheen proc on Ezreal.
Yeah, I'm
So
not gonna lie. I was looking at this and I'm like, Beemos isn't gonna go for this right now, right? But that would most certainly spell doom for them.
yeah, they had a lot of vision, so good on them. But no one except Arlight has these control wards to put down, and they can't exactly move their vision line up. Um, so for right now, what BDSM is gonna, or for what Beemos is gonna be looking for, is clear out that bot wave. Obviously, he's gonna use the True Shot Barrage from Ezreal to try and clear it. It's not gonna clear too much. You're gonna want to clear that bot lane. Make sure that they don't have vision of it, and
But now
looks
they're
like they're gonna.
clearing vision and they are gonna start the Baron.
They
Hopefully
do have that
Beemos.
cheeky ward.
Yeah, I think they got the clue that it's going on. LeBlanc
Ooh.
is going to jump onto that Nocturne, instantly pop the GA from him, and he is going to try to back away. But now Galio is trying to walk into this Baron because Paranoia is coming down, but he's already dead, so he can't even do anything with it. Galio is going to taunt the rest of them, trying to add onto that damage. The Heroic Punch coming in, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Hero's Welcome is going to land the knockup, securing the kill onto the Graves, but at the end of the day, I just don't think their damage is enough. Kaiser's Killer Instinct going right under their poking champions as the Zanyas is popped by Lux, but the entire rest of the team of BDSM is just gonna sit on top of her and secure the quadra kill for the Kaiser.
Yeah, those
How
are 40
exciting.
second. Those are 40-second death timers, and introducing trying to 1v1 Examon was a pretty big blunder there. So now they're going to be able to grab 2 inhibs. They might have a big enough mini wave to try and crash this into the Nexus turrets.
I think this is gonna be the end of the game. I'm not gonna lie.
These are 10-second death timers right now, so they might be able to get up there. You're going to get there's your
Nocturne
huge
is
mini
alive.
waves. Yeah, they're not going to be able to end this, but they should be able to get Baron at least on the way
Yeah,
out.
I would expect that. They're gonna go right for Baron.
Yeah, these are huge mini waves that they have to try and clear, and while they do have some good mechanisms to clear, this bot lane is also slowly pressing into the base.
Oh,
They're gonna have
but
to-
LeBlanc
oh.
is gonna try to get a cheeky pick off here as BDSM goes for Baron. I mean,
But you see Arlight now bot side, he's gonna try and get at this Mountain Drake, so hopefully the Baron is just a little bit easier.
well, just nothing that I don't think there's anything Beemos can really do to stop this Baron.
Yeah, they have to catch their base and hopefully try and stop it from shambling. But for right now, what they want to do, Beemos, they need to be able to push these waves out to try and counteract the Baron that's on the field. That has now been taken on all 5 members of BDSM. They're already picking up a lot of these potions because they recognize that they have 500 gold left to spare. But a good way to counter at least some of the Baron pressure is by pushing these waves out as far as you can, so that they have to spend a majority of their Baron pushing it and trying to crash them into the base. But with two inhibs down and 2 waves of super minions crashing, this is looking like the end for Beemos.
This is gonna be rough for our boys Beemos.
Yeah,
But we believe.
Ezreal hasn't really hit any real power spikes. I mean, he does have his Mana Mune, and he does have the Iceborne, but he's building both an Executioner's. Oh, Billabong,
Ooh, oh my
Bing
God!
Bong,
Bing Bong almost gets
Bing
instantly
Bong. The witch is dead, I guess.
almost gets Bing Bonged himself, as the name
Uh,
implies.
Examon is doing so much damage right now. He's so far ahead.
Lord, and Volibear even is getting deleted. They are going to try to engage onto her. Hero's Welcome is coming down with the Paranoia following up. Who is he engaging on though? It looked like it was the Kaiser, but it didn't even matter because he was in the middle of all 4 of them. It does look like the Lux was able to stop the Kaiser for a minute, but that didn't even matter because LeBlanc just walks up and deletes them all. They are just doing an insane amount of damage, but LeBlanc getting
Super
a little
minions.
too cheeky is going to actually end up dying. But even while this fight is going on, Beemos is losing their base to super minions. Calio is gonna try to pop the Zanya's glass as Volibear, in a last desperate attempt, pops his ult and goes for the last kill, but it will not save him as BDSM scores the victory and proves us all wrong. I was on the hype train, man. I was ready.
It's fine. It's fine. It was
This is
you know,
this is fun.
it happens. Feels bad, another BMO loss.
Ah,
As BMO fans, we get used to it. It happens. It's something that we just have to live with. But maybe next time they'll be able to pick up a win. Uh, Very good mid game. They were obviously able to turn a couple of the fights that were happening, and they were able to utilize the champions that they had, and even a little bit to their effectiveness. We did see obviously the Galio and the Nocturne workout a couple of times, but man, Examon and I Am Single got so far ahead that they were just they were almost unstoppable.
yeah, honestly. I mean, especially when Axman got ahead, there was just no stopping him. He was
Yeah,
just deleting carries left and right.
yeah, and I Am Single. I mean, on this Kaisa, he was able to get the lead that he needed. I mean, when you're facing against something like the Ezreal and Lex, you're expected to get poked out of lane. You're expected to not have a fun laning phase, and Kaisa is already pretty well renowned for having a pretty weak laning phase, and getting 4-0 pretty early into the game just kind of shadows that loss there. So really unfortunate for Beemos. We'll get him next time, coach. But
Yeah, I believe in you guys.
I do believe in them. We are going to take a little bit of a break. We are going to go into the next game, hopefully, after this, which is going to be RAR versus Brainstorm, our last game for the tonight for the Platinum League. So stay tuned in, and we'll be right back.
Yep, see you guys soon.
Trundle, who can help peel and can use the subjugate to, even further kill this Nocturne, but also you have something like a Graves, which can easily turn around and peel it off, and
Ooh, a
only
flash stroke attempt is coming down. Kaiser landing the W, but now the gank is coming on Graves. Here comes the Nocturne. His spear is going down. They are going to turn dive. The bite is going to go
be
down.
able to get this turn and equalize it, but Kaisa did use the killer instinct.
Now, this is a lot of worries. We're seeing a lot of ults go down to save towers. And while Galio jumped in there, he was not able to save the life of the Ezreal. But now Kaiser's really low. The flash coming in from Galio to secure that kill. And suddenly he's in a one-on-one fight with this poor guy with Paranoia is coming in. Nocturne is going ham. We're immediately engaged onto the grave. Sadly gonna get CC'd though. Now Trundo's stuck in the front lines, but he's being completely focused and just healed by everything. He is gonna fall. And now we're gonna see the poke strength coming down from the Ez-Lux completely turn around this fight. I think it's gonna actually cause them to win. Ezreal secured the kill on Thresh, and now Graves is the only one left alive. The heroic punch, Galio stuck in a fight with basically the entirety of BDSM, is going to help secure that kill on Kaiser. And now BDSM has lost a major part of their team damage. LeBlanc is doing a nice job of staying in the back and just busting out that damage. Thresh knocking up the teammates so that way they can move in and do some damage. Now Graves is just on top of this Ezreal. He's trying his best to survive. He's gonna arcane shift away, but he's just Galio is trying to walk into this bear because Paranoia is coming down, but he's already dead, so he can't even do anything with it. Galio is going to taunt the rest of them, trying to add onto that damage. The heroic punch coming in, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Hero's Welcome is going to land the knockup, securing the kill onto the Graves, but at the end of the day, I just don't think their damage is enough. Kaiser's killer instinct going right under their poking champions as the Zanyas is popped by Lux. But it didn't even matter because he was in the middle of all four of them. It does look like the Lux was able to stop the Kaiser for a minute, but that didn't even matter because LeBlanc just walks up and deletes them all. They are just doing an insane amount of damage, but LeBlanc getting a little too cheeky is going to actually end up dying. But even while this fight is going on, Beemos is losing their base to super minions. Galio is